Someone once said, if there was one thing I've learned in life, it is to fight. Fight for what is right. Fight for what you believe in. Fight for what is important to you. But most importantly, fight for the ones you love. And never forget to tell them how much they mean to you. Of course, while they are alive. That's indeed a massive one for anyone to think through with. Now, I want you to listen. It's a world filled with challenges, and you must understand it was never meant to be easy. That's why Jim once said that don't wish it was easy, wish you were better. Now, taking a look at that, it becomes pertinent that we must always have a good sense of reasoning, and that's wisdom, to be able to identify what is good and what is wrong. But importantly, what serves the common good of everyone that you love. Now, this is not just about your siblings, your relations, friends, or children. It's about every human soul, about the lives of people. And if you must know, fighting does not necessarily have to do with picking a gun or machete or cutlass to go for a battle. Because we are already in a battlefront as far as the world is concerned. The battle to have a good health, the battle to have a great relationship with people, a battle to serve your country in the right way, a battle to support your employees or employers, a battle to give your parents and children a good treat, a battle to bring love to a great family, and of course, sustain that love till eternity, a battle to be strong in the face of attacks from those who want you to fail, a battle to support your family front, and much more. Just a few years ago, I told us of a story that got me crying in the early hours of the morning. And I would like to recap it again. It was one morning when I woke up and I just realized there was actually no dime or food in the house. My wife had just put to bed our second baby. And I knew it was going to be a long walk through the valley of the shadow of hunger. So that morning, I went straight into the bathroom and I sat there for more than 2 hours. And guess what I was doing? I was crying. I cried because I just couldn't imagine bringing my wife to this level of shame, because I couldn't live up to my responsibility as a husband. Now, to worsen it, I thought of the situation of these little and innocent children. Because sincerely, the attack I had at this time gave me a thought that, indeed, I've never in my life, my whole life, reasoned for a second about. I actually thought between life and death. How can I acquire this much and in the blink of an eye, everything is gone? That was mind-shattering. Until I realized that I was just being stupid. I was just being senseless. Now, recalling the words of my mentor that says, don't wish it was easy, wish you were better. I came out of the bathroom strong again and headed back to the office, where I started studying to become better at the new path I took. Guess what? The magical things began to happen. That day before it was nightfall, I got some payments. The next morning, early hours of the morning, I opened my phone and this was payments. Now the lesson here is strong and I want you to listen to it. I would have sat there and cried the rivers out of my eyes. I would have sat there and blamed every spirit in my hometown or my neighborhoods. I would have cursed the living daylight out of the people that got me into this mess. But no, that's not how to fight a good fight. Fighting a good fight is going back to the drawing board. Fighting a good fight is making the decision to do what needs to be done. Fighting a good fight is reading the books that take care of the poverty, listening to the coaches that motivate you to go to work, picking up that phone and calling that client to remind them of what needs to be done. That's a good fight. Always learn to fight for what is good, and where necessary, fight against what is bad. I'm not talking about blames here. I'm not talking about some protests. I'm talking about helping people to understand that they must do the right things without making them feel bad. Do things for the right reasons. Once you accept and understand yourself, you must start doing things for the right reasons. Not for the wrong ones. Avoid doing things that are being fueled by your insecurities. And while these things are important, you must bear in mind that we are all in a battlefront and it's impossible to please everybody all at a time. But you just have to believe that you're making decisions for the right reasons. Now, there are 8 things you should fight for every day. Number 1, personal greatness. But note that easy goals don't exist. Fight for honesty and truth always. Fight for or maintain a mind-free life without jealousy. Fight for a positive change. Fight to have the willingness to learn from your mistakes. Fight to always remain persistent and patient in whatever you set out to do. Fight for true love and express it to them. And lastly, fight to attract goodwill. Of course, all of these bring happiness, but you must understand that fighting for happiness is the hardest thing you would ever fight for. But it's the only thing that's worth fighting for. If a thing is worth doing, they said, do it well. Now in closing, fight for dignity. Fight for your right and that of others. Fight for him. Fight for her. Fight for a chance. Fight for equality. Fight for innocence. For priorities. For your children, yourself, your parents, your family, your relatives, your true friends, your employers, your employees. Fight for your government. Fight for your leaders. Ultimately, these fights are not in vain because they will translate to your happiness and theirs. Leaving you with a Bible phrase here by Paul, the apostle to Timothy. And it says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Now henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all of them that love his appearing. The words are here. I have fought a good fight. This is the last of the series on top secrets of achievers. And I urge you to learn those things and practice them so that we can all become better people. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.